Hello, welcome to the Matt O'Grady Coaching Podcast, mattogradycoaching.com. Today we're going to talk about your feet. This one just came out of a couple conversations that I had today with coaching clients, and we're talking about, kind of what they're worried about or what they're dealing with, or the stress in their life. And so much about our stress is our focus. So if you take your focus off of your problem and put it on your feet, because we're usually not so focused on our feet. We're focused on our hands, our bodies, the upper half of our bodies. That's how we kind of interact with life, all the senses coming out of our head, our ears and our eyes and our mouth and our nose. And, we're interacting with life for the most part in our hands and above our necks. And we often forget to feel our hearts. We often forget to feel our feet and get grounded on the earth. And, without getting too airy-fairy or mystical here, there really is energy coming from the planet. And so as we get literally grounded into our bodies, into the temple, as it's called, there are great opportunities to feel better, because we're taking our attention off of what's bothering us, trying to figure it out, trying to make it happen, trying to, and instead we move into a state of being simply by directing our attention into our bodies, specifically into our feet. So it's a little bit of a joke, but it's only a joke because it's true. And it's only funny because it's true. As you shift your awareness to the literal soles, quote unquote, of your feet, the bottoms of your feet, you can do this right here with me now. You can be working, driving, jogging, cleaning, showering, doing whatever it is you're doing while you listen to this podcast, and simultaneously direct your attention to your feet. Come on, go ahead, do it. It'll be fun. Let's do it together. So you literally just direct your attention towards your feet. Feel the bottoms of your feet. Notice what you feel. Sometimes you'll feel a tingle or a warmth or a temperature. And then there's just all sorts of sensations. There's just the feeling of beingness there, right? Just that it exists. You feel the physicality of it. But there's bones and blood and tendons and ligaments and muscles and all sorts of really amazing things going on inside your feet as well as outside, right? The skin is semi-permeable. It's always breathing in and out, whether we're aware of it or not. But there's a whole lot to sense, to become aware of. And as we move our attention into our feet, into the spaces between the toes, into that ground point, I think it's kidney 1 for all you Eastern practitioners out there, right? And you can really feel this connection, this energy, this awareness in our feet. I mean, my feet are hot right now. They're so alive. I keep talking about them and thinking about it and putting my attention on them. I mean, they're so alive. And the last thing I am doing is being focused on my worries, being focused on my stressors. I'm in my body. I'm feeling my feet. I am grounded here. The real attention that I have going is in the feet, in the body, in my heart, and in my voice, because I'm communicating with you. So I want to have an awareness of my voice so that you're hearing the authentic communication, the truth of what I can muster in these moments to just be who I really am in this moment and communicate it to the best of my ability. And sometimes we miss the forest for the trees, because this really is a very easy technique to incorporate into our lives. But I may be the first person to tell you about this, or you may have heard it. Grounding practice is lots of holistic circles and natural health circles. But just having this basic body awareness is really helpful. It really just keeps us in our bodies and doesn't allow our brains to spiral us out of control. But it does take some attention to do it. Some people have it more naturally than others. You know those people. They have more earth energy, as an acupuncturist will tell you, and less air energy, and they're grounded. They're kind of heavier usually body types, but not always. It really depends. So as you become more aware of your own life, and as you practice releasing your stress and worries and doubts and fears, remember the body. Remember the body temple. Remember that this path to wholeness, this path to happiness, this journey into the vortex is as easy as focusing on your feet, feeling your feet. And it really is that simple. And I recommend that you really practice this. I mean, it's the easiest thing in the world, isn't it? People talk about how easy it is to focus on the breath. And it can be. Once you get used to it, I think it is pretty easy. But for a lot of people, the breath is so intangible. It feels so mystical or, kind of hard to hold because you can't see the breath. You can feel it, but you can't see it. Your feet, you can reach down and touch them. Right now, I'm touching my heel. I'm leaning down from my chair and just tapping it, just feeling it, and I can still feel where my fingers touch my heel, my ankle. And there's a real tangibility to it that I think allows us to build this foundation for awareness, for presence, for waking up, for awakening to our potential, what's really possible for our lives. So the next time you're stressed or you're looking for inspiration or you're looking to take your life in a new direction, simply put your awareness on your feet. Just direct your attention towards your feet. Start with the bottoms. Remember that you're on the planet Earth. I mean, even if you're flying in a plane, you may be 30, 40, 50,000 feet in the air, right? But you're still in the atmosphere and you're still connected to the Earth, even though you're up in the air. And you can feel something. There's maybe it's just gravity that we're feeling, right? That's a force, a physical force of living here on the planet Earth. Is this thing called gravity, and we can sense it, we can feel it. It's always there. It's always kind of pushing down on us, right? Holding us in place. And as you feel that gravity, as you feel the earth, as you feel your body, as you feel your feet, there's no time to worry. There's no, you don't have enough available energy to really do that practice and worry at the same time. So that's one of the reasons I love it as a practice. It's so easy, accessible, simple, and kind of fun and funny to practice. Feeling your feet, because when people think spiritual, they're not usually talking about the feet. However, I don't think that it's a mistake that we call the soles of our feet, the bottoms of our feet, the connection to the earth, the connection to the body. And I think that can really become our foundation for our awareness, for our presence, is using the body temple to awaken. If you really want to be able to sense your emotional GPS, a lot of people wonder why they have trouble connecting with it, trouble hearing it or hearing their inner voice or understanding what their intuition is saying or doing. In my experience, the missing of the mark that's happening is lack of awareness, lack of presence, and not because it can't be done, just because it hasn't been practiced or someone hasn't become aware of how important an awareness practice can be. if you're into changing your life. If you want to change your life, you can't do it without awareness, because you're running all of the old patterns and stories and thoughts every day. And so even though you may want to change and you quote unquote try to change, things stay the same, right? That thermostat brings you back down to the usual temperature, because without awareness, you're not really connected to yourself. You're not really awake. So I think this tapping into our potential process that so many of us are working with can really be supported with a significant awakening practice, using our feet and our bodies to then be able to feel in our heart center what emotion is moving through us from a place of presence, not from a place of distraction or harried or kind of just airy-fairy floating through life, but in a real substantial place, a place of power and strength and beauty, being awake to what's really happening inside us and us, not just physical body and then everything else that comes along with being alive. Thoughts, feelings, possibilities, and potential that is just right there waiting for us to actualize it. Once we're in the vortex, once we're feeling good, reaching better feeling thoughts, we build that momentum, really launches us into the next place that we want to be. But without awareness, without a grounded presence, I find that a lot of people go in a lot of different directions before the direction that they really want to be going in. So I hope you found this helpful. I'm without a whole lot of extra time today, but was really inspired to share this really simple technique I use every day that I've used for 20-something years. It's really easy, fun, and funny practice. So I hope you have fun with it. Thanks for listening, and as always, please feel free to reach out. Let me know how you're doing and what you'd like to hear me talk about, and how your own practice is going. I really do want to know. MattO'GradyCoaching.com. Thanks so much. Bye.